I doubted my ears for a moment. This bastard Yu Jung-hyuk. What was he doing now? The constellation Demon-like Judge of Fire appears late and looks around. The constellation Secretive Plotter is giggling at the situation. The constellation Demon-like Judge of Fire is astonished. The constellation Demon-like Judge of Fire is praying for the line to be spoken again. Nirvana asks like he couldn't believe it. Just now. The constellation Demon-like Judge of Fire likes this triangle. The constellation Demon-like Judge of Fire has sponsored you 2,000 coins. What damn triangle? I saw Nirvana's white face and realized something was wrong. I was in the middle of putting together a good plan, damn it. I opened my mouth. What is this nonsense? We aren't companions. Yu Jung-hyuk replied with a blank expression. No one was talking about you. No matter what Yu Jung-hyuk's intentions were, the situation was already worsening. Nirvana shivered and spoke in a trembling voice. Why isn't it me? A fearsome killing intent was released from Nirvana's body as a huge mandala appeared behind him. I instinctively took a step back. Why were the people around Yu Jung-hyuk always so anxious to be recognized as a companion? I wouldn't mind giving this jerk to them. Why isn't it me? Why is it him? A brilliant light burst from Nirvana's mandala. I hurriedly whispered towards Yu Jung-hyuk. Hey, just say that you like him, quickly. I don't want to. Why? Hey, just close your eyes and do it once. Nirvana shouted angrily when he saw me whispering. Don't whisper in front of me. Then Yu Jung-hyuk spoke in a loud voice. I'm not interested in men. The constellation Demon-like Judge of Fire cries out for blood. 2,000 coins have been sponsored. Nirvana looked like he would puke. I'm not a man. The constellation Demon-like Judge of Fire is embarrassed. Of course, I'm not a woman either. It was a complete mess. I was annoyed by the wave of magic power that was strengthened by Nirvana's passion. What are you doing? Just say you like him. You can use him later. He is too dangerous. Shit, this damn pride. Nirvana's combat power was expected to exceed Yu Jung-hyuk. There was also no guarantee if all the Salvation members joined in. Wait a minute. I eventually stepped forward and opened my mouth. A reincarnator was a card that could be useful in future situations. I didn't have to fight against him here. I think there's a misunderstanding, so talk to me. The character Nirvana Mobius has lost his sense of reason. We have no intention of being hostile to the Salvation Church. He just isn't good at expressing himself. I deliberately bumped into Yu Jung-hyuk's shoulder. In fact, we were thinking about going under you. Let's throw away the future and live for the present. How good would that be, Jung-hyuk, don't you think so? Of course, I didn't actually agree with the doctrines. In the Starstream, if you threw away the future and lived in the present, then you would just fall. I wanted to live longer, even if I was a bit less happy. That's why I was a slave to capitalism. Really? Answer, Yu Jung-hyuk! Nirvana's fierce aura gradually declined, but Yu Jung-hyuk didn't help the situation. It's nonsense. No, wait a minute, I shouted, but it was already too late. Nirvana gritted his teeth. Indeed, it was like this. Then go to hell! I used bookmark the moment Nirvana moved. The bookmark skill is currently updating, replacing old bookmarks with new bookmarks. There are 5 minutes left until the bookmark's replacement is complete. What? Damn, right now? Meanwhile, Nirvana had accelerated to right before my nose. It was fast, as if he was using Way of the Wind. No, was this really Way of the Wind? I belatedly recalled that he was an Immuntar in a past life. Yu Jung-hyuk stood in front of me. Nirvana's mandala and Yu Jung-hyuk's heaven-shaking sword collided, causing a sound like a building was collapsing. Nirvana said, What a lovely friendship. You were thinking of your companion first. Kim Dokcha, back away. This person. Too late. Nirvana's words were faster. No, his words and actions were faster. Your companion will die. Nirvana chanted a spell and Yu Jung-hyuk's body stiffened like a stone statue. The character Nirvana Mobius has used the stigma Eternal Nightmare level 8. I knew this skill. It was the most lethal technique against Yu Jung-hyuk. Sparks flew around the heart and body of Yu Jung-hyuk. Like a broken robot, Yu Jung-hyuk's neck froze as he turned back to me. He was looking at me, but it wasn't me he was seeing. Run away. Yu Jung-hyuk was currently trapped in a prison of his most terrible trauma, a horrible prison where one memory was repeatedly played. It was a mental skill that was a higher level than the skill used by the boss of the theater dungeon. Come here, cheeky person who was reborn. Nirvana had the highest level mental skill to dig into the gap between Yu Jung-hyuk's weaknesses. It was an incredible feat. However, a reincarnator was still affected by probability. It was impossible for him to have such strength at this moment. I stared at Nirvana's slender muscles. I will make you holy. Did he abandon everything physical to invest everything in the mental system and acceleration? This was the only thing that made sense. Nirvana raised a counter skill for Yu Jung-hyuk, who had a weak mental state. It was unknown about other existences, but he couldn't lose against Yu Jung-hyuk. By the way, how did he get that exact skill? Unless someone else gave him the information. Run away! Min Ji-won and the Hwarang blocked the incoming Nirvana. She didn't back down in front of the person who could even stop Yu Jung-hyuk. Quickly! There's no hope in soul if you die. King of Beauty! Nirvana smiled happily at the sight of Min Ji-won. Last time you ran away well, but now you've seemed inspired by my thoughts. The two of them had already met. You knew you were going to die and realized something. Humans really have to live in the present. Humanity is all about the present. Min Ji-won shouted at me. Go quickly! It is too much for you alone. If you are with Yu Sang-ashi and Chung Hee-won-shi... Nirvana moved before the King of Beauty's words finished. More than a dozen Hwarang flocked to Nirvana, but they weren't a match for him in the first place. Nirvana touched the forehead of the Hwarang, and they collapsed on the spot. It was the use of thought infection. The Hwarang collapsed and started to scream with pain. Life is hell! Along with the screams, the shouts of the Salvation members were heard from the rear. Die for the present! Today is the only place where we can live! The members recited threats and sprang forwards towards the Hwarang. As I looked at the Salvation members, Nirvana was already reaching toward the King of Beauty's forehead. Don't worry, King of Beauty. I like pretty existences. Thus, I won't kill you. The character Nirvana Mobius has used Thought Infection level 9. A white aura stretched from Nirvana and started to wriggle around Min Ji-won. Like tentacles, the aura stems pierced her body. Accept your present. I don't want to. The hidden desires of the King of Beauty were pouring out thanks to this aura. Nirvana laughed at her desires. You want to go to a luxurious spa while your companions are dying. Foolish woman. No, you just want to enjoy a splendid life. You still haven't forgotten the days when you were an actor, thus you became a king. Nirvana was enjoying himself greatly. Accept your desires. Admit that you have such sick thoughts while your companions are dying. That is what a human is. If you deny your desires, then you are nothing. The King of Beauty's eyes gradually became cloudy. It was a skill that violently convinced a person of their own desires and forced their time into the present. This was the process of joining the Salvation Church. Damn it, the bookmark update has been completed. That's it! The update has increased the efficiency of the bookmarks by 20%. I activated bookmark. The exclusive skill, Way of the Wind level 9, has been activated. I stepped on the wind and flew through the air. The increased bookmark efficiency raised the level of Way of the Wind. Okay, there might be a chance of victory. I swung Blade of Faith towards the confused Nirvana. Nirvana narrowly avoided my blade, but there was still a big cut. I raised Min Ji-won. Are you okay? Nirvana, who retreated, was once again flying towards me. Light flowed from the mandala into his grip. I swung the Blade of Faith. Sparks flashed and my hands hurt, but I held on more than I expected. Like Yu Jung-hyuk's transmission, the reincarnator had a similar succession skill. It allowed him to inherit skills from his past life. As I expected, this person focused more on mental abilities and speed than close combat. How can you use Way of the Wind? It can't be. Nirvana frowned as he blocked my blade. Are you the one neutral guy mentioned? I'm a bit famous. Impertinent fellow! Nirvana once again collided with the Blade of Faith. Then a white aura was emitted from the mandala. The character Nirvana Mobius used Thought Infection level 9. It appeared like expected. Now die! Accept your fate! Nirvana's white aura shot towards me, but I didn't avoid it. Human beings aren't slaves of desire. They are animals fighting their desires. The exclusive skill, Fourth Wall, is activated. The white aura digging into me melted away in an instant. I'm sorry, but your thoughts would never eat at me. It's because my present wasn't here. The Fourth Wall has completely invalidated the effects of thought infection. I rushed to the astonished Nirvana.